Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHEM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHEM, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to Maniakim, Waqwathium, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. And today's lesson, I'm going to be going into perfection, okay? So, now, the thing that inspired this video was this this chapter, but also I want to get into a bit more on the definition of what is the perfect person. Okay, so I want to say there's two different perceptions of, you know, what is and who is the perfect person. Okay, or maybe more. Okay, there's definitely more perspectives and perceptions for, oh yeah, this is a perfect person, this is a perfect person. So the thing is, let's start with the more carnal side. I would say the more I want to say the more objective, quote unquote objective, carnal side of things, where they say, where the Babylonians would say, okay, I think Miss is the ideal perfect person because he has money and he helps people out. So the thing that I guess the Babylonians, the citizens of Babylon, would say are a perfect person is someone that has money, someone that's rich. Okay, that's number one. Number two, someone that is nice, because they even though they are all demons, okay, and I say this wholeheartedly. I honestly believe that most, if not all, these Babylonians are straight up demons, okay? Even though they are all demons, they want people to be, and that's the stuff that Christianity teaches you, to be kind to your quote unquote enemies, even the people that treat you like garbage. They think that you, Slacky, I'm just getting off topic. Let me go back on topic. Anyway, basically, so like as I said, someone that has money, someone that is kind and generous and stuff like that. But there's also, and I just kind of feel a bit conflicted, you know, bringing both of these sides up. But I definitely want to bring it up because this definitely helps my point. But basically, the point I'm going to be making, there's also the quote unquote government's ideal of a perfect person, which would basically be someone that is rich and someone that this is kind of a shot, but someone that likes little kids. Slacky, that was definitely a shot, but aside from that joke, but it definitely is true, because, you know, that's basically what all these elites are, okay? And on top of that, the thing about being perfect, quote unquote, in the society is that they follow after and they believe in the same things that the other elites believe in, as well as they get rewarded for, you know, for being in that little club. And the thing about that is the way that they get rewarded is because we hear a lot of times, oh, you like rich people don't get taxed, okay, but they want to tax the poor people, the people that don't even have the money. So and Slakia, in all honesty, that if we're all being honest here, you know, tax is definitely something. Tax is definitely something that only slaves have to pay. A slave has money. A slave has to, pay tax. It's basically like an oppression system. But of course, if you're an elite, you don't have to pay tax. That's why, you know, you hear. I heard Donald Trump does not have to pay taxes and stuff like that. So like you hear and you hear these Babylonian citizens saying all this stuff as if like what were you what were you honestly expecting? Like that doesn't come. Like I may not have known it before when I first heard it, but I'm like, okay, like that's supposed to be a surprise. Like of course I would imagine that they don't get tax, or I kind of rationalize it in my head because obviously like they basically run everything. There's no like one absolute power in the authority. Like it's run by multiple people. So of course like they're gonna say, oh yeah, they're going to help each other on their little circle jerk. Okay, so but aside from that, let's actually get into the scriptures, Slakia, because now we want to understand what is a perfect person in the eyes of the Most High, YAHAWAH, SHAMAIWAN, which is the only thing that matters, number one, as well as true perfection. All right. Now, because and also Slakia, just a quick thing, even these people that they consider perfect, even they say, oh yeah, no one's perfect, we all make mistakes, X, Y, and Z. So obviously even that, there's no perfect person. Now, moving on, and even the people, well, Slakia anyway, where's my mouse? Okay, right there. So now, Philippians chapter 2, from the top. If there be therefore any consolation in Hamashiach, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowels and mercies, fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same of one accord, of one mind. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem each other better than themselves. Okay, so basically we're starting off understanding this is the type of mindset that we should have. Number one, we should be following in the same doctrine. All right, we should all be having the one common goal. Okay, we should be aiming and doing things towards the same, basically common goal. Okay, and not be seeking, what's it called, praises of man. Okay, vainglory. That's what vainglory is, like looking to please and have other people think, oh, this person is so great, which is in turn, well, basically the first definition of perfection I was going into, how people perceive certain people, like, oh, I don't know, like I don't know, celebrities and stuff like that. Certain celebrities, not the ones that are I guess being trashed on, just the ones that don't really have controversy around them. All right, so verse 4, look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Hamashiach Yahawashi, who being in the form of Yahweh, thought it not robbery to be equal with Yahweh, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of man. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. So one thing that Yahawashi did was he did not seek to, I wish, Slakia, I got this out and I did not get the precept. But basically, I believe there was one instance, if I can find it, I pray I can find it. There was one instance where Yahawashi had, right here, Matthew chapter 8, verse 4. And Yahawashi said, okay, Slakia, let me just start at the beginning. Matthew chapter 8, verse 2. And behold, there came a leper and worshipped him, saying, Lord, if thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. And Yahawashi put forth his hand and touched him, saying, I will, be thou clean. And immediately his his leprosy was clean. And Yahawashi saith unto him, Slakia, see thou tell no man, but go thy way, show thyself to the priest, and offer the gift that Moses commanded him for a testimony unto him. Okay, so Yahawashi, he told him not to tell. He told the leprous, okay, not to tell anyone. What the we can look right here. Where is it? Well, it didn't say. But anyway, like Yahawashi, he didn't go around healing people, preaching his gospel in order to make himself like get praise or be seen as someone holier than thou by men. He just went to serve his Lord Yahweh. All right, so that is what we should be doing. That's what we should be doing as well. All right, we should be not going around to say, oh yeah, look at this super prophet, look at this super preacher and stuff like that. Like, no, that's not what we're supposed to be doing. That's not what we're supposed to be seeking after. We should be doing the work. And yes, we're supposed to preach this gospel and make it reach the four corners of the earth. Yes, but at the same time, we're not supposed to be trying to seek the approval and praise of men. Again, as I had said before, Slakia. Where was I in this? On Philippians chapter 2, verse. Where was I? Slakia. Oh, well, I see now. Let me go down. Okay, verse 8. And being found in fashion as a man, and he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death. Oh, well, I already read that. So, yeah, basically, we should be obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Basically, meaning we're supposed to be obedient to the word of Yahweh, obeying the word of Yahweh Shem Yahawashi. Let me get this. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 3. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doeth not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High doeth man live. We're supposed to be living not by food and water, bread and water and stuff like that, or any carnal thing. We're supposed to be living through the word of Yahweh Shem Yahawashi, and that's why we need to be obedient unto death, meaning follow after every single word that Yahweh Shem Yahawashi says, even if it costs us our lives. All right. Let's go into the next one. Okay, this again goes into perfection. Let me get this. Matthew chapter 5, verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. So we're being told that we have to be perfect. And then this basically gives the how Yahawashi was perfect. Okay, it shows us, the mindset, being like-minded, seeking towards the common goal, being obedient, okay, unto the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh, right? Not seeking to be praised by men, not seeking to please men, but seeking to please Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh. And this is the steps that we take to perfection. All right. Now, another very important precept, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So how does it get any more simpler than that? Okay, when we are striving for perfection, when we are like what like how do you Slakia, to be perfect, okay, there needs to be a guideline, okay? Like how does how do you say that, oh, this water is better than this water, or this is the perfect water? Let's say Dasani versus what's the other water? Avion water. All right, 'cause I think Avion water is the best water, if not the perfect water. Slakia, the perfect water. Okay, Dasani is the worst water. Okay, because it basically goes off of its intended purpose as water. As a matter of fact, I literally heard people say that there's, I think, chemicals or something in it that makes you dehydrated. So I don't know why anybody in their right mind drinks that. But if you didn't know, hey, now you know. Stop drinking Dasani. Literally drink what are some good? Yeah, Avion water is good, but it's expensive as shit. I think anything that really says spring water, I think is good. I'm not sure. I really don't know. But besides that, you know, giving the example of, you know, the perfect water, all right, its intended purpose is to hydrate you, all right, and as it hydrates you, that's it. It's doing its intended purpose, and for us, the parallel of that is us doing our intended purposes, which is to follow the word of Yahawah by Hashem YAHAWASHI. Slakia. Anyway, so and as Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 says, that the whole matter, okay, the whole duty of man is to fear Yahawah by Hashem YAHAWASHI, and we fear Yahweh by you know, believing that He can and He will punish us for going off. All right. As a result, because of that fear, we do our best to follow after to follow after the words of Yahweh Hashem YAHAWASHI. All right, that's our duty. That's our purpose. That's our reason, so to speak. All right, and it doesn't get any simpler than that. It's like saying, let me get that. Like why? Like people ask, why was I created? Why was I born here? Okay, and that's the answer. Romans chapter 9 verse 19. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doest ye yet find fault, and who hath resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against Yahawah? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Because in that sense, you know, in the same way, we don't we don't make robots to say, oh, why did you make me like this, and stuff like that. Or you don't make a toilet and the toilet says, why did you make me freaking hold up shit? Like, this is disgusting. Like, if the Lord, if whatever, okay, if the Lord made us to take shit, then yes, that is going to be our purpose. All right, and we cannot speak against that. All right, verse 21: hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? And that it is exactly that. Okay, there are vessels made for honor and vessels made for dishonor. For example, a toilet, okay, is made for fecal matter, and then on the flip side, there's a let's say a chalice, okay, or a trophy cup that is made to be exultant, like, oh my God, this is so precious, okay. And these are carnal examples, whereas the spiritual example would be Esau, Edom being created to be destroyed, and Israel being created to be gods and rulers of this earth under YAHAWASHI. All right, and it ties into fulfilling the will of Hashem YAHAWASHI. All right. Now James chapter 1 verse 4, but let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Okay, so again, just it all falls back into we need to be striving to be perfect. Everything that we do, all right, everything that we do should be to please Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi. Okay, now obviously we can't be perfect now, but what we are doing now is we're rehearsing the righteous acts. Okay, we're rehearsing the righteous actions in order that when the time comes when we are in the new covenant, all right, that we will be perfect. Okay, this is just the rehearsal. All right, but when we get to the main stage, it's all going to be put in place. All right, and the thing is, the last thing I want to end it on is how, what's it called? Christians, okay, they will say that we cannot keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, it was too hard. Okay, but like the thing is, we are able to we are able to strive for that perfection and aim for that perfection. Where is it? Be ye therefore perfect, as it says in Matthew chapter 5 verse 48. Okay, and over here Luke chapter 6, it's like Luke chapter 1 verse 6. And they were both righteous before Yahweh, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord, blameless. Okay, so it is definitely possible for us to be able to do it. It's going to be harder for us now, but it definitely is possible. Okay, it's hard. As I said before, it's harder, and there's definitely going to be times where we do fall short, but that doesn't not mean that we take a defeatist attitude and say, okay, well, I can't do it. I can't do this one, so I'm not going to do any of them. Okay, like that's making an excuse and just the easy way out of it. Okay, when we and I remember watching a brother's lesson about this, saying that, basically saying that, hey, you can't be giving up on stuff like that. You can't be giving up. You have to be putting your whole thing into it. You can't just give up just because things are getting harder or getting hard. You have to put 100% all your eggs in one basket, and the basket you're putting all your eggs in is the basket of Yahweh Shem Yahawashi. All right, and that's going to be today's lesson. I hope I pray and hope that this was edifying. I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And with that, I want to say Shalom.